There's really two key things that people need to understand when they present, when they speak, when they communicate. And the first is, when you're speaking to a group of people, 50% of the people in the audience are not paying attention. 50% of the people are engaged in a deep personal thought. So what is our goal when we speak? Our goal when we speak to a group of people is to constantly snap them back to what we're saying. How do we do that? We do that by being an interesting speaker. Being an interesting speaker involves bringing variety to your presentation. You want to have variety in your voice, variety in your movement, variety in pacing, variety in tone, variety in volume, variety in visual aids, variety in facial gestures, variety in a lot of different things. When you have variety, people pay attention to you. So that's one thing to think about. The other very important thing to consider is that when you communicate to another human being, they will only retain 20 to 30% of the content. People always think when they walk out of a presentation or out of a conversation that the person's going to remember everything they said. Studies show only 20 to 30%. Now, consider this. What if you're a boring presenter, like most people? What if you stay in one place and never move your head, and never walk around the room, and never make eye contact, and never use gestures, and all those other things that make you an interesting speaker? Where do you think that 50% goes? 70, 80% of the people are not paying attention to you. And where do you think the retention goes? From 20 to 30% of the people that retain the content goes down to probably 5 or 10. So the goal is to be an interesting speaker. Now, what do? The key is to devote an equal amount of time to you as a speaker and as you do to your message. The messenger is as important as the message. The problem is most people in business spend about 90% of their time at their desk 10 minutes before their meeting working on their ugly PowerPoint. And they spend about 10% of their time silently reading their presentation to themselves on the way into the meeting. That needs to stop. If you want to work towards perfection, you need to devote an equal amount of time to you as a speaker as you do to your content.